Okay, so let's just dive right in. There's this huge question hanging over, well, pretty much every creative field right now.
Definitely.
Does using generative AI, the Mid-Journeys, the Stable Diffusions, does it make you a creative superhero? Like the next digital Da Vinci?
Uh-huh.
Or does it just turn you into a really, really fast photocopier?
That's exactly the tension, isn't it? You see it everywhere, especially with artists, writers. There's this anxiety.
Yeah.
These tools pop out these, honestly, stunning images in seconds. But the real question is, are they innovating?
Right. Are they just remixing what's already out there, or are they actually pushing the boundaries, building new rooms in the house of ideas, so to speak?
Precisely. You hear democratization of creativity, which sounds great.
Some amazing, yeah.
But then you also hear warnings about, like, algorithmic homogenization.
Yeah.
Everything kind of starts looking the same.
So that's our mission today. We need to cut through the buzzwords, get past the hype, and look at the actual data. What does it really say?
And we've got the perfect source for that. We're digging into a really comprehensive research paper. It's called Who Expands the Human Creative Frontier with Generative AI? Hive Minds or Masterminds?
Okay.
The authors are Eric B. Zhu, Dokyun Lee, and Bin Gu. They're from Boston University. And this was published in Science Advances. Solid stuff.
And they tracked a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. Over 31,000 unique digital creators. For 27 months, starting back in August 2021, running through December 2023.
Wow. Okay, so what were they looking for? What was the core question?
It was really sharp. When humans use these AI tools, who drives the real breakthroughs, the genuinely new ideas?
Yeah.
Is it a small group of elite creators? The sort of artistic Jedi masters, the masterminds as they call them? Or is it the collective effort? Everyone chipping in, maybe less spectacularly, but together pushing things forward, the hive mind.
The masterminds versus the hive mind. I like it. So how do you even measure a breakthrough like that?
Ah, good question. That's key. First, you got to define what counts as a breakthrough. So let's unpack how they map this idea frontier.
Okay, let's do it. Because, yeah, if you're talking about expanding the creative universe, you need to know where the edge is.
Exactly. So the researchers define this idea frontier. Think of it as the boundary around all existing established ideas. Everything humanity's created artistically up to this point.
Like a giant map of all known styles, genres, concepts, Renaissance painting, cyberpunk, cat videos, you name it.
Right. It's this huge, complex shape. And they were laser-focused on one specific type of creativity. H creativity, historical
But
creativity.
H creativity. Okay, what's that?
That's the gold standard. It means an idea that's genuinely unprecedented in history. Not just new to you, that's peak creativity, personal. This is new to everyone.
Okay, so if the idea space is like, I don't know, a galaxy map,
Yeah,
H creativity is like finding a totally new star system way out on the edge, hitting a vertex, as they call it, a place nobody's ever charted before.
perfect analogy. That's exactly it. Reaching a new vertex on that frontier. And the study basically compared artists who adopted AI, the treated group, against a matched group who didn't set the control to see who was finding these new vertices, these new star systems, faster.
Okay, makes sense. And I gather the results weren't simple, like it wasn't just AI users find more stuff.
Not at all. What's really fascinating is they saw two distinct phases based on the type of AI tool available. And these phases had totally different outcomes.
Okay, phase one.
Phase one was around early 2022 with the rise of closed-source models. Think Midjourney V1.
Right, the early stuff,
Yeah.
kind of black boxy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And during this time, get this, they found no immediate effect. The AI users weren't expanding the idea frontier any faster than the non-adopters.
Wait, really? No difference. But those tools were already making cool images, weren't they? Why no expansion?
That's a key insight. The researchers suggest it's because those early closed-source models gave users very limited control. The outputs were mostly what they called interpolative artifacts.
Right.
Really good at mashing up existing concepts like, Van Gogh style meets Star Wars Troopers. But it was mixing stuff within the known universe.
Okay, so it was like being a master cocktail mixer with a fixed set of ingredients. You could make amazing drinks, but you couldn't invent, say, whiskey itself.
That's a great way to put it. The underlying models were proprietary, rigid. They weren't flexible enough to really push out into the truly unknown to hit those H creative vertices.
Okay, so that explains the flat line initially. What changed? What kicked off phase two?
Open source, specifically the release of Stable Diffusion 1.5 in late 2022. That was the pivot point.
Stable Diffusion, the one people could download, tinker with.
Exactly. And this is where things get really interesting because the results shifted dramatically.
so sick.
With open source, suddenly artists had way more control. They could fine-tune models on their own styles, explore really niche concepts, build complex workflows, using things like ControlNet to guide the structure or image-to-image techniques.
Okay, but why is that level of control the key to finding those new creative ideas?
Well, think about it. To find something truly novel, a new vertex,
Ah.
you often need to explore a really specific, maybe kind of weird corner of the idea space.
Yeah, something off the beaten path.
A niche that the big general closed models weren't trained for or couldn't easily reach. Open source gave artists, as the paper says, unprecedented control to dig into those niches. They could build custom tools for their unique vision. And that's when they saw it. A clear, gradual acceleration in frontier expansion, specifically for the AI group.
Okay, so open source unlocks the niches, and that's where the novelty lies. Got it. But who was doing the accelerating at first? Was it everyone using Stable Diffusion?
Initially. No, at first it was concentrated. That early acceleration was mostly driven by the masterminds.
The top 10, 20%?
Yeah, those top contributors who were consistently producing these novel, creative works, they were likely the ones with the technical skills or the artistic vision to really master these new, more complex tools first. They cornered the early market on novelty.
So the pros and the tech-savvy early adopters jumped ahead. Makes sense. But you said initially, did that pattern hold? Did the masterminds just run away with it?
No. And this is maybe the biggest twist, and honestly the most optimistic finding, that mastermind dominance reversed through 2023.
Reversed? How?
By the end of 2023, the sheer number of different, unique AI-assisted creators who are contributing these vertices, these frontier-defining ideas, absolutely dwarfed the non-adopters. The hive mind started to emerge.
Wow. So lots more people started finding novel ideas, not just the top few.
Exactly. It suggests, maybe that democratization thing isn't just hype.
Okay, let me push on that a bit, though. Doesn't mean the creativity was democratized, or just that the tools got easier so more people could throw stuff at the wall and some of it happened to be novel. Is it true democratization, or just lowering the bar for making noise?
That's a fair question.
Yeah.
But the data suggests it's more than just noise. They actually quantified it. Before AI, the top 10% of creators held almost 35% of all the Vertex artworks, the really novel stuff.
Sure.
By the end of 2023, their share dropped to about 23%.
That's a big drop, 12% shift in dominance.
It's significant.
Yeah.
It shows that the collective, the less prolific users, the hive mind, was genuinely making meaningful, novel contributions. It wasn't just the usual suspects anymore.
So it's like the Rebel Alliance starting to actually score points against the Empire, not just make kamikaze runs. Open source really did lower the barrier to entry for novelty.
Seems like it. But that leads right into the next big question the researchers tackled. How? How were they expanding the frontier?
Yeah.
Was it some new kind of human AI creative genius or something else?
Yeah, what was the mechanism?
They looked at three possible effects: productivity, dilution, and human-AI synergy.
Yeah.
And the core finding, the big takeaway for creators is,
Okay.
brace yourself.
Okay.
It was mostly about productivity. AI users contributed more creative artifacts in total, mainly because they just made way more stuff.
So brute force.
Yeah.
Just generating tons and tons of images.
Pretty much. The scale is kind of mind-blowing. The data showed AI-assisted masterminds were inherently 4.4 times more productive than the average HiveMind user.
4.4 times?
Yeah, they just generated more content faster, which statistically increases your chances of stumbling onto something novel.
Hang on, 4.4 times more productive. That ties right back to that anxiety we started with. Does this mean the industry expectation is now going to be 4.4 times the output for the same pay?
That's the immediate, very real-world implication, isn't it? If productivity is the main driver of novelty with AI, it totally resets the baseline for volume.
Oof, okay. But there has to be a catch, right? It can't all be good news from just making more stuff. The paper mentioned a trade-off, the dilution effect.
Yes, exactly. This is the other side of the coin. While the total number of new ideas went up, the average rate at which any individual AI user contributed a novel idea actually decreased.
Wait, that seems backwards. I have a powerful tool. Shouldn't my success rate go up? Why would it go down?
Because of that sheer volume again. The dilution effect suggests a kind of creative regression to the mean. Meaning, when you're cranking out, say, 100 images an hour, you're probably engaging less intentionally with each one, right? You're relying more on the AI's random exploration than your own deep, focused thinking for any single attempt.
So you're trading careful, aiming for firing a shotgun blast.
That's a good way to think of it. You might hit more targets overall with the shotgun blast, but your accuracy per pellet is way lower than if you took one carefully aimed sniper shot.
So my absolute number of hits goes up because I fire so many shots, but my hit rate per shot goes down.
Precisely. They're winning on volume, not necessarily by becoming more efficient or insightful per attempt.
Okay, that makes a chilling kind of sense. Which brings us to the third potential mechanism, human-AI synergy. The dream scenario, right? The
Yeah.
1 + 1 = 3. Did they find it?
This is crucial. When they controlled for that massive productivity boost, when they mathematically stripped away the effect of just making 4.4 times more stuff,
Yeah.
they found no evidence of a standalone human-AI synergy effect.
None. So the AI isn't making the humans smarter or more insightful in a way that leads to more novelty, beyond just letting them try more often.
According to this data, not yet. The synergy where the combination is truly greater than the sum of its parts wasn't apparent above and beyond the productivity gains. Without that speed engine, AI users actually just suffered from the dilution effect. They became less likely to find novelty per attempt than non-adopters.
Wow. Okay, so let's distill this. For everyone listening, maybe using these tools, maybe thinking about it, what are the big takeaways from Zhu, Lee, and Go's research?
Okay, 3 key things stand out, backed by all this data.
Lay 'em on us.
Takeaway number 1, productivity is king. Right now, the main measurable advantage of generative AI for creating truly novel stuff is the sheer volume it lets you produce. That 4.4x factor statistically drives the discovery of more H-creative artifacts. Speed and volume are the name of the game.
Okay. Productivity rules? What's 2?
Takeaway 2, democratization is happening, but open source is the key. Tools like Stable Diffusion are shifting the power balance. It's moving away from just the masterminds towards the broader hive mind. Access to tools that give you real control seems critical for contributing to the actual frontier.
Control matters. Got it. And number 3.
Takeaway 3, we haven't reached true synergy yet. AI is a massive catalyst, yes, but it's currently driving expansion through speed and volume, not through some magical cognitive enhancement where human plus AI equals super creator. That 1 + 1 = 3 effect, still elusive.
So the gains are mechanical, statistical, not philosophical yet.
You could say that. It means there's still huge potential for future tools or techniques that do enhance the rate of ideation without just relying on churning things out. Closing that synergy gap is the next frontier, maybe?
The big picture then is AI is expanding the creative universe.
Definitely. The frontier is moving outwards.
But it's doing it by fundamentally changing the process. It's pushing towards this high volume, maybe less intentional approach.
Yeah, reward scale.
Which forces us back to that value question. So here's the final thought for you listening right now. If the data shows the most effective path to genuine novelty today involves generating 4.4 times more stuff, how much do we value that sheer speed and volume versus, the older model of deliberate, focused, maybe slower, but highly intentional creative work? What's that trade-off worth to you and to the future of creativity? Something to chew on next time you type a prompt.